My beloved, listen closely. Archangel Michael is here, and this message could not wait another moment. If you're hearing this, it means heaven has chosen now to intervene in your situation. Don't skip. Stay until the very last word, because every second carries divine instruction meant only for you. Before we continue, take 1 second, like this video right now, comment blessed and ready to receive, and subscribe to Anointed Echo so you never miss what heaven wants you to hear next. Every time you engage, you open a portal of agreement that allows light to move faster in your life. Now, Archangel Michael says, I need to talk to you. These are not ordinary words. They are a divine summons. He has been watching the chaos around you, the battles that rage unseen, and he is now stepping forward with his sword drawn. Not to frighten you, but to protect and reveal. You have been under pressure lately, haven't you? Moments where you felt like everything was tightening, closing in, as if something unseen was resisting your progress. That was not your imagination. In the unseen realm, a conflict has been raging, angels against forces determined to block your next breakthrough. But heaven has sent reinforcement. Michael himself says, I need to talk to you because your name has been mentioned in the courts of heaven, and your assignment cannot be delayed any longer. Don't skip, because the moment you stop listening, the enemy tries to intercept. Stay focused. There is something sacred about this moment. The very air around you is shifting. You may even feel goosebumps or a weight lifting off your shoulders. That's not coincidence, that's presence. Archangel Michael wants to remind you that you are not fighting alone. Heaven has seen every sleepless night, every tear that fell when you thought no one noticed. Each one became a weapon of light. You thought you were breaking, but in truth, you were being forged. Take a breath right now and whisper, I am protected by divine power. Type it in the comments, declare it publicly, I am protected by divine power. Because Michael's first message is this, you are surrounded, but you are not defeated. That sickness, that betrayal, that delay, they tried to speak louder than God's promise. But their voice ends tonight. The Archangel says, I've stood beside you while you slept. I've redirected attacks meant for you. I've whispered peace in moments when panic tried to take root. That constant restlessness you've been feeling isn't confusion, it's heaven stirring you to awareness. He says, the battle is real, but victory has already been scheduled. Stay with me, don't skip, because he's revealing secrets now. Michael shows me an image, a key turning in a locked door. This represents access that was withheld, opportunities delayed by unseen resistance. But the lock is breaking open. Someone watching this has been waiting for approval, a message, a sign. He says, within days, not months, a release is coming. But listen carefully. You must guard your heart from distraction. There are people who appear supportive but carry double tongues. They praise you publicly, then speak curses privately. Michael has been restraining their words from taking effect, but he says, stop feeding access to those who drain your strength. Beloved, every time you choose peace over reaction, the enemy loses ground, so stay steady. This word is personal. It's not random background inspiration. It's divine instruction disguised as a YouTube video. If you're still here, type I receive it in faith. Let heaven record your agreement. And make sure you've liked and subscribed. It's more than support, it's alignment with prophetic timing. Michael's next words are heavy but liberating. You've been asking why delays keep repeating. He says, because heaven will never deliver a blessing where snakes still hide. That's why some connections ended suddenly. That's why plans crumbled right before they succeeded. It wasn't failure, it was filtration. Heaven was filtering what could not go with you. Don't skip, because this next part is for you. The Archangel says, someone connected to you has been feeding from your light. Every time you pour out kindness, they respond with coldness. Every time you lift them, they secretly resent you. You've sensed it, that uneasy feeling when their name appears on your phone. That's discernment, not paranoia. Michael says, withdraw gently, not angrily. Your peace will speak louder than confrontation. Now Archangel Michael gives this scripture to anchor your spirit, Psalm 91:11 KJV. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. Type a faith word right now, maybe safe, covered, or surrounded. Every comment is a seed of faith. Michael wants you to understand that angelic protection is not poetic, it's operational. Even when you walk into danger unknowingly, divine orders are already dispatched ahead of you. That sudden urge to take a different route, that strange delay that annoyed you, those were coded interventions. Heaven's intelligence system rerouting you from collision. He says, you've survived what others did not because of command orders over your life. Think about that. How many near misses, how many moments could have gone differently if heaven wasn't watching? You were preserved because your purpose still has unfinished assignments. Michael is now aligning timelines so nothing and no one can cancel what's next. Don't skip. The next revelation is this: you've been feeling spiritually exhausted because you've been fighting battles that weren't yours. Michael says, you cannot heal people who enjoy their wounds. You've tried to rescue everyone, but not everyone wants redemption. Your calling is light, not lifeguard. Stop diving into storms to save those who refuse to swim. He says, the reason your strength has felt low is because you've been investing in unassigned battles. It's time to withdraw from unauthorized wars. If you understand this, type I will guard my energy, and like this video, so the message spreads to someone who needs rescue too. Michael's tone softens now. Do not feel guilty for resting. The greatest warriors know when to retreat for renewal. You've earned rest through endurance. And in your quiet moments, heaven recalibrates your path. He shows me a scale, one side overloaded with burdens, the other side empty. He says, balance must return. You've been giving without receiving, loving without being loved equally. But divine justice demands equilibrium. Expect restoration not just emotionally but materially. Funds owed will return. Favor stolen will multiply. Doors closed unfairly will swing open without your knock. Michael's sword cuts through red tape and human excuses. As this happens, some people will misinterpret your rise. They'll call it arrogance, not realization. Ignore them. Their opinion is irrelevant to divine order. You were not created to be universally liked. You were chosen to be eternally effective. Comment divine justice is active. Say it aloud. Feel the authority in those words. Now Archangel Michael reminds you of another scripture, one that strengthens warriors, Ephesians 6:12 KJV. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. This means your real fight isn't with people, it's with the forces influencing them. So forgive but stay wise. You can love people and still refuse to let their chaos contaminate your peace. That's wisdom, not pride. Type a faith word, victory, power, or strength. Every time you write it, you echo heaven's decree in your own timeline. Michael says, you've been chosen as a breaker in your bloodline. That's why your warfare feels heavier than others. You're carrying generational weight, patterns that stopped others before you. Poverty, rejection, delay, fear, they all tried to repeat through you, but heaven said, it ends here. Michael's sword is severing the old roots right now. You will no longer pay for the choices of others. Freedom starts today. He says, do not despise your isolation, it's divine insulation. God pulled you away from noise so revelation could reach you. The loneliness you feel is actually leadership training. Because when the light breaks through, you'll be required to lead others who are still in the dark. Like this video now and type I am the one who breaks the cycle. Let that confession anchor in your spirit. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your sign, do it right now. Join Anointed Echo, where divine voices become daily guidance. Michael continues, there's a call on your name that hell cannot cancel. Some of you watching have been told you're too late, too damaged, too behind. Heaven disagrees. He says, you are right on time. The delays were divine detours preparing your capacity. You don't need to chase opportunities. They are being magnetized toward your obedience. Don't skip, because here's where it gets deeper. There's someone specific you've been praying about, a person who keeps reappearing in your thoughts. Michael says, stop overanalyzing. Their season in your life has expired. You've been trying to resurrect a connection heaven already buried. Release it, because holding on is blocking the next alignment. When you finally let go, your peace will rush back like oxygen after drowning. Type I release what no longer serves God's plan. And as you do, breathe deeply. Feel that heaviness lift. That's deliverance through obedience. Michael shows me something now, a door labeled next assignment. But there's a guard standing before it. He says, access is restricted until trust is rebuilt. Heaven trusts you, but you must learn to trust heaven again. Stop assuming silence means neglect. Sometimes silence is strategy. When heaven goes quiet, it's usually because moves are being made on your behalf. You've been in what felt like a pause, but it's not punishment, it's preparation. Just as soldiers polish their weapons before the next mission, heaven has been sharpening you in private. The wait was never wasted. Stay tuned, beloved, this is only the beginning. Before you go, like this video, subscribe to Anointed Echo and comment blessed and ready to receive. Part 2 continues, the moment Archangel Michael reveals what must happen next and why the timing is critical. Michael says, I am not here just to comfort you, I am here to commission you. Heaven is not asking for your perfection. Heaven is asking for your obedience. You've been hesitating, waiting for a clearer sign, but this message is that sign. You've been chosen as a carrier of divine change. Everything you've endured has trained your discernment. Every disappointment was a classroom where you learned who to trust and who to release. Every closed door was a reroute toward divine timing. Don't skip. If your heart is beating faster, that's confirmation. Michael says, this message found you because your assignment has matured. You are being shifted from survival mode to spiritual leadership. Take a second and type, I am ready for my divine assignment. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Anointed Echo right now. Stay connected with messages that align with this same frequency of purpose. The Archangel continues, you have been hearing strange things lately, dreams, whispers, or repeated words. Heaven has been trying to get your attention, but confusion has clouded your understanding because of exhaustion. You've been giving, praying, serving, but wondering, why do I still feel empty? Michael says, because you've been pouring from an unrefilled cup. It's time to come back into alignment with the source. He says, your spirit is willing, but your rhythm is off. You are doing holy work with a tired heart. And that's why you felt unseen, even while serving faithfully. Beloved, this is your call to rest in revelation, not in routine. Heaven isn't asking you to do more. Heaven is asking you to be still so you can hear better. Comment, speak, Heaven, I am listening, and stay with me. Every word that follows carries an unlocking code. Michael now speaks about the false lights around you. He says, be cautious of those who mimic light but carry ego. You've been around people who use divine language but carry hidden agendas. They flatter you when they need something, but disappear when it's your turn to need support. Heaven has marked this as spiritual manipulation. Michael's sword of truth is cutting through these false alliances. You will notice, in the coming days, conversations that suddenly end, relationships that fade without warning. Do not chase them. They're being removed for your protection. The energy draining from your life will be replaced by divine clarity. If this word hits your spirit, type disconnecting from false light, and like this video. Every engagement keeps this word reaching more souls that need the same release. Now listen carefully, Michael says. There is someone watching this who is about to receive a message that will change everything. It may come as an email, a call, or an unexpected encounter, but it will be divine confirmation. Heaven says, don't rush to respond, pause and pray first, because not every opportunity is heavenly. Some are traps wearing blessings' clothes. That's why discernment must guide your decisions. You've prayed for elevation. Heaven is responding with instructions, not shortcuts. This next level will require silence more than speech. You can't explain your way into destiny. You must obey your way into it. Take 3 seconds, like this video if you're still here, and type obedience activated. Let heaven know you're serious about alignment. Michael's voice shifts, firmer now, more urgent. He says, stop apologizing for your anointing. Your humility is beautiful, but the enemy has twisted it into self-doubt. You dim your light so others feel comfortable in their shadows. Heaven is saying, enough. Your calling was not designed for comfort. It was designed for confrontation with darkness. Every time you speak truth, demons panic. Every time you walk in purity, hidden evil trembles. That's why the attacks intensified lately, because your breakthrough terrifies hell. Type I am unapologetic about my calling. Say it aloud. Feel the atmosphere shift. Because when you accept your light, heaven multiplies your influence. Now Michael takes you back to a painful memory, the betrayal you still replay sometimes. He says, you didn't lose when they left, you gained when truth arrived. That heartbreak wasn't punishment, it was prophecy. That person's absence is proof of divine foresight. You were being prepared for a higher circle where loyalty is pure and intentions are clean. Forgive them completely, not for their sake, but for your liberation. Bitterness is an anchor disguised as protection. Michael says, release it. When you forgive, you don't lose power, you retrieve it. Comment I release and rise, and keep listening. Because after forgiveness comes favor. The Archangel now releases this verse to anchor your next season, Isaiah 54:17, KJV. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. Type any faith word now, unstoppable, protected, covered. Let the heavens record your declaration. Michael says, you have been too focused on the weapon, you forgot the promise. Heaven didn't say the weapon wouldn't form, it said it wouldn't prosper. That means the attacks can come, but their success is forbidden. The curse can be spoken, but it cannot land. The plan can be built, but it cannot stand. So stop worrying about what people are plotting behind your back. God already heard it and turned their words into dust. Michael says, I have silenced accusations in rooms you didn't even know existed. The same mouths that mocked you will soon mention your name in respect. Type the weapon failed, like this video right now if you believe that the attack has already expired. Michael now whispers about divine timing. He says, your delay was divine discipline. If you would have gotten what you prayed for earlier, it would have destroyed your focus. So heaven withheld it until you grew strong enough to handle it without losing humility. Now you are entering the release window. Expect doors to open quietly, but permanently. No more temporary blessings. No more almost miracles. What's coming will stay. Heaven says, stability is your new season. The same way storms cannot last forever, neither can instability. Your finances, your emotions, your faith, all aligning into divine balance. Comment stability is my portion, because what you declare becomes your atmosphere. Now Michael addresses your dreams. He says, pay attention. Dreams are not random, they are encrypted messages. You've been seeing faces, doors, water, or flights in your sleep. Each symbol carries meaning. Doors mean new opportunities. Water means spiritual cleansing. Flights mean elevation beyond expectation. Heaven says, don't dismiss the night as noise. Keep a notebook near your bed. The next dream will carry instruction. If this resonates, type I will listen even in my sleep. And don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe to Anointed Echo. Your consistent support keeps these messages alive for souls like you who need them. Michael now reveals something personal. He says, you've been too afraid of your own greatness. Every time success comes close, you self-sabotage because deep down you doubt your worthiness. Heaven says, stop negotiating with fear. Fear has disguised itself as logic, making you believe caution is wisdom, but sometimes it's bondage. Michael says, the next move must be bold, not safe. Faith was never meant to be comfortable. Your miracle exists in the zone of risk, where obedience outweighs fear. Heaven is saying step out, apply again, speak again, believe again. You will not fail this time, because now you walk with awareness, not assumption. If your heart is racing, type, this time I win, and keep watching. Michael is not finished yet. He says, there's one last test before the manifestation. That test is your patience. Don't force what heaven is still forming. If you plant a seed and dig it up every hour to check if it's growing, you kill it. Heaven says, let the process breathe. Stop trying to control what God is orchestrating perfectly. Rest in the assurance that divine timing never misses its appointment. And here's your reassurance, listen carefully. The doors meant for you will not close while you're healing. The opportunities destined for you will not expire while you're resting. Heaven doesn't rush, but heaven never delays without reason. Like this video now, if that word brought you peace, and comment, I trust God's timing. Michael leans in again, his tone gentler now, almost like a father. He says, tell them I was there. When you almost gave up, when you cried silently into your pillow, when you thought heaven forgot, he was standing at your bedside. Every unseen tear was counted, every heartbreak recorded, every silent prayer noted. Heaven does not ignore faithful endurance. Your faith did not go unnoticed, it went on record. And now the record has triggered release. He says, watch the next 7 days. Small signs will confirm big shifts. You may see repeated numbers, recurring names, or unexpected peace. Each will mean heaven has activated movement on your behalf. Stay ready, not anxious, but alert. Miracles often arrive quietly to see who's awake enough to notice. Type I am alert and ready. And subscribe to Anointed Echo, not just to listen, but to stay in prophetic rhythm. We're nearly at the threshold now. Michael says, this message was not meant to scare you, it was meant to prepare you. The world around you may shake, but the one within you must remain steady. The angels are already assigned to your case. Heaven's armies are not symbolic, they're operational right now, surrounding your atmosphere. Take one more moment and write, I am covered by divine armies. Speak it aloud and believe it deeply. Michael speaks again. His presence feels closer now, like the atmosphere itself is vibrating with purpose. He says, you have heard the warnings, you have endured the waiting. Now hear the instruction. Heaven does not waste time sending an archangel to speak unless something major is about to shift. The spiritual season is changing. For months you have felt things slow, doors hesitate, energy heavy. That was the end of one cycle. Now the command has been released. Forward. Don't skip. This is where it becomes personal. Michael says, you cannot stay where fear kept you. Some of the places you've outgrown will no longer feel comfortable. That's divine discomfort, the push of destiny urging you to move. You'll notice this week, old desires fading, new ideas birthing, unexpected boldness rising. That's heaven's signal that your time of quiet endurance has matured into movement. Type I'm moving forward by faith. And if you haven't already, Like this video and subscribe to Anointed Echo, not just as a viewer but as part of a spiritual movement heaven is forming through messages like this. Michael continues, every messenger needs clarity before conquest. Heaven is now aligning your mind with divine precision. That fog you've been battling, the confusion, the hesitation, it's lifting. Your thoughts will soon carry clarity sharper than a sword. You'll wake up knowing what to do next without second guessing. The Archangel says, from this day your decisions will carry weight. Your yes will open gates. Your no will close doors permanently. So guard your tongue. Don't speak from emotion, speak from revelation. Words create architecture in the spirit realm. Heaven is warning you, speak only what builds, not what binds. Type I speak life and light. Michael pauses, then he says softly, heaven has heard your cry about provision. You've said, God, I'm tired of struggling. Heaven responds, the drought is ending. Resources will begin to flow through unexpected channels, a call, an idea, a door you once thought was closed. But hear this, provision follows instruction. When heaven tells you to move, don't analyze, act. Every delay in obedience delays release. This next wave of provision will not come from begging, it will come from believing and building. Michael says, use what's already in your hand. The gift, the voice, the idea, the skill, heaven will multiply what you move with. Comment, I will move in faith and receive provision, and like this video so that this word reaches every weary soul who's still holding on. Now he shifts, his tone turns protective again. He says, be cautious with what you share. The next blessings coming into your life are sacred, not everyone deserves access to them. There are eyes watching you out of curiosity, not love. Michael's instruction, announce less, manifest more. Let results speak where explanations once exhausted you. Silence will be your strongest armor. You will soon notice envy disguised as interest. Do not feed it. Respond with grace and distance. Heaven says, you owe no explanations to those who misused your openness. Comment, I walk in silent victory. Then he releases a heavy truth. The enemy's final tactic was to make you feel unworthy of what's coming. You've been under emotional warfare, subtle self-sabotage, voices whispering, maybe I'm not chosen. Heaven is shouting back through this message, you are chosen. Not because you're flawless, but because you're faithful. Michael says, the crown does not fit the proud, it rests on the resilient, and you, beloved, have endured with resilience. So lift your head, stop calling yourself broken when heaven calls you battle-tested. Stop shrinking when your glow offends insecure spirits. The light on you was earned through tears and warfare. If this hits your spirit, type I am battle-tested and chosen. And keep listening, the final revelation begins now. Michael's voice becomes commanding, sharp like thunder cutting silence. He says, there is a coming exposure. People and forces that operated in secret against you are about to be revealed, not to shame, but to free you. Because truth liberates, even when it hurts. Heaven has waited for the perfect time so that exposure does not destroy you, it promotes you. Everything hidden is stepping into light. False accusations, secret envy, whispered sabotage, heaven is pulling the curtain back. And when it happens, do not gloat. Stand tall and silent, let justice speak for itself. Michael says, I have been stationed beside you to ensure that what was stolen is restored with interest. The tables are turning. Heaven's court has ruled in your favor. Comment, divine reversal is mine, and keep declaring it until peace floods your chest. Now Archangel Michael delivers a blessing disguised as a challenge. You must start speaking what you want to see. Heaven cannot partner with silence. Your words are blueprints. If you speak defeat, you construct walls. If you speak faith, you construct doors. From today, cancel every negative declaration. Replace I'm tired with I'm transforming. Replace nothing works for me with everything is aligning for me. Replace "I'm scared" with "I'm supported." Language is the steering wheel of destiny. Michael says, watch what happens when your confession catches up to your calling. Type "My words align with heaven," and if this word has shifted your atmosphere, like this video right now, let your engagement become an echo that carries this anointing further. Heaven is generous but strategic. Michael explains, God's blessings are not delayed, they are layered. You will see things manifest step by step, not because heaven is slow, but because heaven is protecting you from overload. Each blessing comes with responsibility. That's why growth feels gradual, because foundation precedes favor. He says, be patient while blessings build properly. If God gave you everything at once, you'd mistake abundance for arrival. But heaven wants maturity, not just miracles. Comment "I will wait." Well, then Michael gives one last scripture, the seal of this entire message, Daniel 10:12 KJV. Fear not, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand, and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. Now type any faith word that rises from your heart. Heard, answered, victory. Because the moment Daniel prayed, heaven moved, and Michael was dispatched. The same is happening right now for you. He says, I have come for your words. So speak life right here, in this moment. Say aloud, my prayers are not ignored, they are in motion. Feel that. That shift is the unseen aligning with the spoken. Michael smiles now, the atmosphere softens again. He says, tell them their story is about to turn. Where there was stagnation, there will be acceleration. Where there was loneliness, there will be loyal community. Where there was mourning, there will be miracle. The tables of sorrow are being flipped into testimonies of sudden joy. Heaven calls this season the Great Exchange. You will trade anxiety for assurance, lack for overflow, heartbreak for holy alignment. But the exchange only happens when you let go of the old currency, fear, guilt, resentment. Type I accept the Great Exchange, and breathe, long, deep, cleansing. You're stepping into a lighter timeline. Michael now gives final counsel, stay consistent. Consistency is the key that keeps gates open. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to keep showing up in faith. Keep praying even when it feels repetitive. Keep speaking life even when results lag behind. Faith is the repetition of belief until evidence catches up. Heaven is saying don't drop the routine that builds your spirit just because results take time. Consistency confuses the enemy. While he expects you to give up, your persistence becomes prophetic warfare. Comment I will stay consistent, and like this video to declare your persistence publicly. Michael now blesses your environment. He says, your home will feel lighter, tension will ease, confusion will scatter, an invisible cleansing is sweeping through your atmosphere. You'll sleep better, think clearer, and smile easier. This isn't optimism, it's spiritual sanitation. Heaven says, an angelic presence now guards every entry point of your life, every window of fear, every door of doubt, sealed. Peace is the new air you breathe. Type I, my home is under divine protection. And finally the Archangel says, remind them, gratitude keeps portals open. Gratitude is not emotion, it's elevation. Every time you thank heaven before manifestation, you pull the future into the present. Wake up tomorrow saying, thank you, Father, for what's already on the way. Thank Him for what you can't see yet. That's faith's purest form. Heaven says, gratitude is the password to new seasons. So live thankful, speak thankful, think thankful, and watch overflow follow. Comment, thank you, heaven. Michael's voice now fades like sunlight over still water. He leaves you with a closing decree. You are not behind, you are being prepared. You are not forgotten, you are being featured. You are not defeated, you are being developed. Stand firm, your next season is already announced in heaven. The message ends, but the movement continues. Stay connected. Like, comment, and subscribe to Anointed Echo so this divine rhythm stays alive in your daily life. Share this word with someone who feels unseen, because the same presence that found you will find them. And as you leave this video, whisper these words one last time: I am blessed and ready to receive. May Archangel Michael's protection cover you. May divine timing align perfectly, and may every hidden promise over your life rise into manifestation, starting now. Michael says, there is still more you must know. Heaven doesn't end a conversation halfway. Revelation unfolds layer by layer, like pages turning in a living book. And this part, this moment, is where your understanding becomes your weapon. He says, you've been praying for confirmation, but heaven is waiting for declaration. You keep asking if this is truly your season. The truth is, it already began the moment you stopped doubting your worth. The light you carry has been growing quietly, almost unnoticed, until now. You felt it, the restlessness, the strange urge to change something, the deep awareness that you cannot stay the same. That's your calling knocking. Don't skip, because heaven is addressing you directly. Michael says, stop treating your spiritual power like an accident. The sensitivity you have, the way you feel energy before others notice, the way your spirit trembles when something isn't right. That's not anxiety, that's discernment. You're tuned to higher frequencies, designed to sense what others miss. Stop apologizing for being aware. Comment, my discernment is a gift. And right now, take 1 second. Like this video and subscribe to Anointed Echo if you haven't yet. Every connection multiplies impact. Michael continues, heaven is recruiting bold voices. This is not the hour for silent faith. You were not born to blend, you were born to blaze. Your story, your scars, your struggles, they are sermons wrapped in skin. Stop waiting for a platform, you are the platform. Every word you speak from truth shakes darkness somewhere. You've been asking heaven to use you. Heaven's reply is, open your mouth. Stop saying I'm not ready. You're more ready than you think. Heaven doesn't call the equipped. Heaven equips the called. Your willingness is your weapon. Michael says, the reason your voice has been under attack is because it carries deliverance. Comment, I will speak light. Now listen carefully, because this next part separates hearers from doers. Michael says, faith without motion is noise. You've spoken belief, now you must build it. Write the vision, start the project, make the call. Heaven will meet you after movement, not before. Stop waiting for a perfect plan. Start with a pure heart. Miracles attach to momentum. When heaven sees effort, heaven sends reinforcement. Michael says, one small obedient act will trigger a large divine chain reaction. Do it, not tomorrow, not when it feels right. Now, comment, I move in obedience. Then breathe and let courage rise inside you. Heaven is pleased with your endurance, but now heaven demands persistence, Michael says. The enemy isn't intimidated by your prayer, he fears your consistency. That's why every distraction recently increased, not by coincidence, but by strategy. He wanted your focus scattered so your faith could weaken. But here you are, still standing, still listening, still believing. Heaven honors resilience, and because you didn't quit, you've qualified for reinforcement. Angels have been dispatched with fresh instructions concerning your name. You're not walking alone, you're walking escorted. Comment, heaven is escorting my destiny. And if you feel that peace settling over you, like a soft wind, that's confirmation. Michael shifts again. He says, you've asked why me, but heaven asks, why not you? You're not the most perfect, you're the most willing. That's why you've been chosen. Heaven doesn't look for the qualified, heaven looks for the yielded. Your surrender is your signature in the spirit. Every time you choose humility over pride, forgiveness over revenge, patience over panic, your name shines brighter in the registry of purpose. Heaven says, the humble will inherit what the arrogant will lose. Stay low, glory will find you. Comment, humility is my crown. And don't skip, the most urgent part comes next. Michael says, there is a prophetic shift coming to your finances. For too long, you've carried burdens that weren't yours. You've stretched yourself to help others while silently sinking. Heaven saw every moment you gave, even when you lacked. Now heaven is returning it with overflow. But remember this, overflow requires order. Heaven will not bless chaos. He says, when increase comes, manage it wisely. Budget with vision, not emotion. Give where God leads, not where guilt manipulates. Seeds planted in obedience multiply faster than those planted for attention. Expect restoration, but stay disciplined. Because financial elevation without spiritual awareness leads to waste. Michael says, you are stepping into a season of holy wealth, not for luxury but for legacy. Comment, holy wealth, not wasted wealth, and like this video right now, if you receive that prophetic release. Now Michael brings your focus back to love. He says, heaven hasn't forgotten your heart. There's a person listening. You felt like love is punishment, not promise. You've been loyal, yet betrayed, gentle yet misunderstood. Heaven says, the reason love hurt you was because you gave it to those who couldn't carry it. Your love is heavy, sacred, meant for a spirit that matches yours. Do not settle for convenience when you were made for covenant. Michael says, the next relationship heaven sends will be safe, not shallow. And until then you are not waiting, you are healing. Because love must meet you whole, not half. Comment, I am being prepared for God-ordained love. Now let's seal everything heaven has spoken with one last revelation. Michael says, every word released carries assignment. That means this message is not entertainment, it's an impartation. By listening in faith you've stepped into agreement. Now heaven will monitor your steps to ensure manifestation. You'll start seeing small specific confirmations, numbers, songs, words repeated through strangers. Don't dismiss them. That's how heaven whispers reassurance, and when it happens, pause and say, message received. That acknowledgement becomes a spiritual signature, confirming you understood. Comment, message received, and say it aloud right now, so heaven records it. Michael adds one final decree, slow, deliberate, powerful. The light that is on you will not go dim. The favor that found you will not fade. The peace that entered will not exit. You are sealed by obedience and protected by purpose. He says, go live boldly, love deeply, forgive quickly and rise daily. That's heaven's rhythm for this next chapter of your life. No more fear, no more guilt, no more settling. You are ascending, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and financially. The clouds that followed you are dispersing. The sun of clarity rises again, and the voice that guided you here will continue guiding you beyond this moment. Michael ends with these words, I have spoken, heaven has confirmed. Now walk in it. Before you go, like this video right now, comment blessed and ready to receive. Subscribe to Anointed Echo so you stay connected to every new message heaven sends through this space. Each time you engage, you strengthen the chain of divine connection between this word and the next. Archangel Michael's blessing covers you tonight. Your mind, your home, your path, your purpose. You are seen, you are chosen, you are protected, and above all, you are loved.